All right, Sunday with Swola 125. I'm back from the studio, as you might see. I'm in here. What's up, everyone, and welcome to Sunday with Swola 125. Hope you're having a great morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday with Swola 125, one of many to come, okay? I was actually a little bit worried that I wouldn't be able to make a Swola today because we've been incredibly busy at the studio in Gothenburg with the new The Haunted album. And I was a little uncertain if I would be able to make this in time. But I'm here, I'm back, we're having a Swola. Album sounds kick-ass. Can't wait to let you guys hear this album. It's gonna be a freaking banger. New guitar right here. It's an E 1.6 AAN baritone right there. It's a 27. It's a 27-inch right there. Take a look at that. Fishman Fluence, every tune. Throw it away. No, don't throw it away. It's dangerous. It's very expensive. Please take care. And don't put it on the floor like old Englund. I will put it in its case very, very soon. I promise. Okay? Hiya! And as usual, we're running a raffle today, but not any typical raffle of a typical feared Song of the Dead single that's signed. In this raffle, we're also giving away one of these, which is, what do you call these? I don't know what you call these, but you call them, it's basically a scarf. It could be a scrunchie, it could be a bandana. I like it as a bandana, because when I have it as a bandana, I look like I can play in fucking Mötley Crüe, baby. Let's go, hell yeah. Sex and girls, sex and... whatever those people sing about, you know? Anyways, this also goes in the raffle for today. These are not for sale. These are gifts for members that have been members for 5 years on my channel. Not subscribers, members, okay? So, hell yeah, the raffle starts right now. You have a chance to win, and winner will be announced at the end of Swola. All right, guys, let's head into the news. It is fair to say that the design of this model will divide people, but what isn't up for debate is this Strat's build quality Squier limited edition Hello Kitty Stratocaster review. The Hello Kitty Stratocaster is back, baby. I've been trying to get a hold of one for a couple of years, but they've just been sold out completely and you can't really get them. Now they're back with a bang. The original Squier Hello Kitty guitar was released first in 2006, and then it gathered a cult following, basically. Fast forward to 2024, and to celebrate 50 years of this iconic character, Squier has once again teamed up with the Japanese-based company home of Hello Kitty Sanrio to bring the now beloved model back. Okay, it's offered in white and pink options. The former is Fender site exclusive. Okay. There it is. I mean, it's so stupid, I have to get one. You know, that's what it is, basically. Why wouldn't I have something like this? Okay, it's $499. Look at that. Hello Kitty at the back. Red dots, of course. The face, the kitty face is the pick guard, obviously. The original version was the perfect modding platform, and I think to get the best tone possibly out of the newer iteration, you'd likely want to do the same. Okay, that's a comment towards the pickup in this thing. And they also released the Hello Kitty fuzz. And all these cables and stuff that you can get with your Hello Kitty guitar. It's such a great thing that they're doing this for the fans of Hello Kitty, which are children. Exclusive Stratocaster bundle, yes. Where's the buy button? Use my current location. Okay, this might be a problem. There's no purchase option for the suite! No! Alright, I guess I can't get one. Because obviously I'm from fucking Sweden where nothing happens. Gary Holt says he has only had 2 hecklers at Slayer shows in the last 14 years. That's a pretty good track record. What is a heckler? Okay, I gotta read. In all the countless shows I did, I've only had 2 hecklers. 2 hecklers that I noticed. Most people looked at my participation like this. Get well soon, Jeff. Which is how I looked at it too. But while this is available to me, this is cool. I had 2 genuine hecklers, one in Germany, this guy with this awful skullet. He was down there like flipping me off the whole show. And usually I'm super thick-skinned. This doesn't bother me, but I sent the production manager down and he was on the radio and they were about to throw the guy out because he was starting to fuck up my show. And then the guy realized that and he left. And then we play a show in Milan and they had a guy front row, dead center stage, just screaming, "Fuck you" at me the whole show. And at that one, I jumped down in the subwoofers at the end of the show, like a foot from his face, and asked if he had anything to say now, and he didn't. Oh my God, what? The heckler didn't have anything to say once he was face to face with the guy? That's incredible. He had you paid for the ticket, you're a fucking moron if you hate it that much. But 2 people out, like countless show, that's a pretty good track record, I guess. So yes, I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, it says a little bit more about the heckler more than anything, that they paid for the ticket to go to a show to heckle. It says a little bit more about that person and that it's a sad and very small person. I mean, being the spot that Gary has been, replacing Jeff, first filling in instead of Jeff, obviously, but then replacing Jeff, there's going to be morons out there. That's just the world right now. There's just morons everywhere. All right, my friends, that was the freaking news that completely sucked ass this week. But it's still going to be an okay Swola, I promise, okay? The news.
Who's up there? You won't escape that way!
Oh, okay. We're currently taking band photos. Look at that band right there.
Very excited.
Very excited. What's your hand trick? Where do you keep your hands during photos?
Well, there's like a couple of places. You can be like that. You can do the claw.
The claw?
The claw. You can restrain the claw.
Oh.
Or you could...
Hang on, get a rerun on that. Do the restraint claw.
Yeah, because the claw is trying to break free, and crush. And you can do that. That's the Swedish thumb.
Thumb down the pocket.
Yeah.
Very stylish.
A bit casual. And then you could do the thumb
outside, yeah.
Thumb outside, or you could do the worker style.
Oh.
Like laborer style. That's about it.
Oh, it's a bunch of really good ones. Oof.
Heavy metal punch.
Måste göra med klon också.
Viking. Ja. Ja. Min. Ja, det är min. Titta inte ens på den. Men min. Lägg av.
Käften.
Upp i soffan då. Upp här. Ja, kanske inte så mycket.
All right, I'm back in the studio for the second time now. This week we're doing guitars and bass. So we set up a bunch of amps here and ready to track some guitars and bass. It's going to be amazing. Let me show you the room right here. Check this out. Got a Mesa oversized, obviously. Ribbon microphone. And what was that again? I don't remember what that was called, but it's basically an alternative for a 57, then like an 87 clone kind of thing on this oversized right there. Exciting. Real amps, baby, real amps. We're currently testing out different like ways of reamping DI versus me tracking live right now, I think.
Exactly.
And trying to match like as close as possible the reamp with the live playing. And we're using this right now for this. I brought this Neve DI box with me that we're using right now, and this is the Signal Art reamp box that we're using, and it's very clean. Men du kan ändå erkänna det också lite.
Ja, men exakt.
Jag tänkte det som skulle gå in i stärkan.
Exakt, det får nästan anpassa beroende på vad det är.
Men jag skulle vilja testa den andra stärkan. Det är det som...
Ja, men det här var ju jävla intressant faktiskt.
Yes.
Ja, men den... Ja, just det. Den fungerar ju ändå.
All right, testing out this combo right now. Ja, men bra.
Somna på rygg. Det är det bästa efter man har ätit.
Går det bra?
Ja, det tycker jag. Det älskar jag.
Ja. Fin håll.
Okej då. Bet you can't play this. Yeah, that's a stain, bro.
All right, I'm on a mission. We're still in the studio in Gothenburg with the Haunted, but we have to go to the guitar store to get one bass string and nothing more. So they're just about to close. We're gonna head inside and get this one bass string, 125 for Jonas. Jaha.
Då är du med på det hela.
Ja, schysst. Det här är fint.
Fint med så här gammalt.
Ja. The expensive room. Schysst.
Jag ska mixa ner.
Let's bleed. Jävlar. Tja! Tja! Får jag komma in här?
Är det du? Ola Englund?
Ja.
Åh!
Nu har vi på video också.
Ja.
Är det okej?
Vänta.
Okej, ska se vad det här. Så ja, där var den. 58 000. That's the one I was looking for. Mission complete, we got the strings. Now we're heading back to the studio. Hey, sweetie. Oh. Hey, hunden! Hej på dig. Oj! Va? Nej men kom då. Va? 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 Är jag hemma nu? Min lilla tjej. Hej köttkorva. Oj. Jo. Åh, vad du är söt. Oj. Glad va? Ja, hej. Va? Lilla hund. All right, guitar of the day, the new completely successful segment that I brought in to elongate the Son of Ola segment to keep engagement so people come back and watch my videos and I keep people happy. Yes. Anyways, guitar of the day on reverb is this Parker Fly Supreme 1999. I think I've expressed my love for Parker guitars before. Have I not? They were just completely different from a lot of other things back when, you know, back when they came out initially. I would say like the Strandberg a little bit right now, where they just went a completely different route in terms of how you build a guitar and the design and all that. And, you know, with a lot of carbon and shit like that. Anyways, here's our Parker Fly Supreme 1999 Tobacco Burst. Oh my God, look at that. I guess it has piezo too. Yes, it's a piezo. Dude. Hubba, look at that fang right there. And obviously, you know, the very distinctive headstock right there. Look at that. Damn. Oh, ouch. That's okay. That's okay. It's from 1999, man. It's almost 25 years old. It is 25 years old, sorry. I'm gonna switch over to euros again so you guys understand the price for this thing. You know something cool? In the last week's Sunday with Ola, I talked about the, which guitar was it? Was it the 90th anniversary JPM, or was that the week before? Anyways, the guitar from last week, the seller commented on my video and said like, hey, I'm very happy that you talked about it. That was cool. I just wanted to say. You know, he saw it, and that was cool. This is being sold from Croatia for 6,500 euros. And truth be told, I've been kind of eyeballing a lot of these Parker Fly guitars. I'm not surprised by this price, to be honest. Parkers haven't existed for a good while. I mean, last time they put out new models was when I was with Washburn, and they were under the same roof as Washburn, you know, they owned by US Music and all that. Since then, there hasn't been anything. So all we can get are these old ones. So let's see if I can find some other ones and just check the pricings a little bit. I mean, here you can get one. Oh shit, a deluxe in Sweden. You can get a black one here for 3,000. You can get a bronze. You can see the prices right here, like 9,000 euros right there. 5, 8, 4.5. So pretty expensive, and you know, they are becoming more and more rare. But at least there are a bunch of options out on Reverb, so that's cool to see. I just thought it was cool. I mean, I'm a big fan of Parker guitars, and this particular one with Tobacco Burst, that just, that strokes my fancy. Dude, I don't know what it is about my English today, but it's not on point. And I'm terribly sorry for that, okay? I apologize.
won't escape that way!
Hej på dig. Hej på dig. Hej på dig. Inte gillar bajskorv. That's a happy dog. That's a happy dog. All right, so today I think that John Petrucci and Mike Portner is coming by the studio for a coffee with Ola. And if you were watching my videos, you know that I just purchased a Majesty guitar, this one. And I've actually been in the studio with the Haunted myself for the past weeks, and I haven't had time to do a string change, so I figured I would try and do it now and hopefully, you know, get this Majesty signed by John Petrucci. That would be amazing. Oh my God, look at this. Like, this is not an okay situation. I'm always complaining about, you know, my string changing setup, but, you know, I'm the one to fault for this. Okay. I gotta have clean new strings on the Majesty, man. All right, let's go. There we go. How do I... Oh, it's a string fruit. I was wondering, okay, how do I change strings on this thing? It's a string fruit, okay? I bought one of these sets. I want to try out some, you know, some coated strings. I haven't tried Elixir in probably more than 15 or 20 years, so that could be interesting. So I think I just bought the Cobalt ones as well. I just want to give that another shot. I'll start with just removing everything, I guess. Oh, do I need to block this? Oh, shit in my face. Where's the case? Where's my case for my Majesty? Yeah! Where's the case? Where's the case for my Majesty? Yeah. I don't know where it is, but it's probably among all this bullshit in here. How the fuck can I lose a guitar case? Huh? And you know, in typical Ola fashion, it was right in front of my face this whole time. It was right here. So, there it is. Now, at least, I can block the bridge. There you go, the bridge has been blocked. Now I can continue with my shenanigans. So, as you might already know, I have two John Petrucci guitars already. A JPM Ibanez P3. Was it P4? Maybe it's P4. I think. Maybe P4. And also a JP15 Ernie Ball Music Man. And I have those signed already. Nice and happy. John made the short little comment that I didn't have a Majesty hanging on my wall. And I felt incredibly bad for this. Basically, I got guitar shamed by the man himself. So I had to get a Majesty, and I bought it about a month ago on the used market. First time changing strings. It was in a sort of like a rusty string mode, so I had to change strings now. Let's do a 9042 set. That one, the Ernie Ball Slinky, super slinky, 9042. I mean, obviously this guitar will be in standard E. That's a given. That needs a proper cleaning, but you know, the fretboard looks great and all. Also, it seems like the metal parts are a little bit, you know, rough. I'm not sure like how this guitar has been kept, because a lot of the screws are actually a little bit rusty back here. So I think it's been in more than like a moist environment or like a humid environment. You know, the wear on the metal parts seems to have been like, you know, how it is when you've had metal in a humid environment for a long while. Am I a worthy fan now? I sincerely hope so. You know, but then there's people out there with fucking, you know, 20 Majesties and Ernie Ball guitars. So, yeah. It's an expensive hobby, okay? It's not easy being fans, you know, and you gotta catch them all, you know. It's the same with the Dimebag guitars. There's people with fucking 20 Dimebag guitars out there. I can't afford that. The fucking problems of today. Guitar YouTuber complains about things being expensive. I also run a fucking guitar brand. The hypocrisy. All right, let's remove the block. See where we end up. It seems that there might have been thicker strings on this before, so I have to loosen up the back a little bit. All right, so it's in tune right now, and I got the bridge to be aligned perfect, I would say. So there you go right there. That's pretty cool. Let me plug it in real quick. A little bit of fine-tuning, that's fine. So there you go, all set up and ready for when John Petrucci arrives today. Hopefully he'll sign it, and hopefully it'll be approved. You know? Oh my God! Oh my God! It was hanging there this whole time. Didn't you see? But yes, it did get signed by John. Look at that right there. So happy. So last week, John Petrucci and Mike Portnoy came by the studio for a Coffee with Ola. That video will be out this coming week, I promise, okay? I've been incredibly busy in the studio and shit, so we haven't had time to edit and all that. But this coming week, I promise, the video will be out, okay? And he did sign my freaking guitar, so that makes me insanely happy. Look at that. That's my Majesty right there. It's great. 3 signed John Petrucci guitars on this wall. Take a look. I have the Majesty right there. The P3, P4, P... Okay, I'm gonna figure out, what is it? Is it a P3 or is it a P4? Yes, it's the P4, okay. And then I have the JP15 Ernie right there. So my collection is basically not, I mean, it's not complete, but it's fairly complete, I would say. I'm stoked as hell, man. John Petrucci, dude, we're basically friends now. No, but I'm incredibly proud that they took the time to come here and do the Coffee with Ola and all that, and that I also got to go to the venue to try out his rig, and Maddie was there to show me his full new John Petrucci rig. It was amazing, and I also got a chance to try it out. Oh my God, man, dude, if I had that type of sound live, I would die very, very happy. All right, question of the day, where you guys ask me questions and I try to answer them to my bestest. This week's question is from Kesh Gelb, and he's asking, it would be interesting to know why the Strano isn't the right amp for the recording of the new Haunted album. Sick tone, but not sick enough. Okay, so he's referring, and he made this comment on my video where I was trying out different amplifiers for the rhythm guitar tone for the Haunted album. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it up here. You can go check it out. I'm testing out a bunch of amplifiers, basically. I did say in the video, I tried a Strano, an SLO 100 hot rod, and it sounded freaking amazing, man. And there's no doubt about it. Probably one of my favorite amplifiers in that room. But I also said, this is not what the Haunted album needs right now. This is for something else. Like for one of my own albums, maybe like an old Englund album, absolutely. Every single day of the week I would use a Strano or anything in the same region. The Haunted is very, very fast, very, very flashy, and it calls for a very, very fast amplifier. The Strano, you can get it fast with an overdrive and all that, but it's not the type of character that I would want for the Haunted album, to be honest. So that's why I said this in the video. It's not that it's brutal or sick enough. It's more about the looseness of the sound or just how it reacts. And I think for people that watch my video, they don't get that part because they're not in the room with me, you know, where you hear the response of the amplifier, you hear the response of, you know, your guitar and the playing. That's really tough to translate into a video. So even though it sounded fucking sick and great in the video, you have to kind of be there to understand. I have no doubt in my mind that the Strano will work really good on the Haunted album, but it's not exactly what we wanted for the Haunted album that we're doing right now. Okay? Does that make sense? Great. Ola, answering of questioners. All right, my friends, that's it for Sunday with Ola 215. I hope you had a great time. Who won the raffle? Who want to be a part of my new Guns N' Roses cover band? This guy in the chat who won this. If you want to support what I'm doing, I have a new song, a single called Game Over that you can check out right here. We have cassettes and t-shirts for that. Unfortunately, the mouse pads are all sold out. You guys bought them, man. So we don't have any mouse pads left, but we do have the cassettes and the signed the picture and the t-shirts and all that from olaenglishshop.com. Also, Swola Guitars has turned 7 years old this past week. Holy shit, man. And we've run a promotion where if you purchase a guitar, you get $100 US gift card with your purchase. And that ends today. So if you want to be a part of that, you have to, it's the last day today. So there you go, guys. Thank you so much for joining in, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.